Now, the Daily Graphic is reporting this morning 39 pick-up presidential forms, as in 39 people have expressed interest in becoming or representing or taking forms for other people who are interested in becoming president of the Republic of Ghana.
39.
Yes, please. Yes.
You see, the other time when I said that you're trying to argue that you don't use money to discourage, and I was talking about even let's push it to about 1 billion Ghana cedis.
What? 1 billion Ghana? Who get 1 billion Ghana?
Yes, then those who really are, because the money will be refunded. So it should be a barrier to ensure that those who seriously 39 independent
but what
presidential
is wrong with having
let's
39?
get serious.
No.
Serious. No.
I know that some may never be able to.
The money will be given back to you if you're able to get. Yeah, that is
if you're able to get a certain percentage.
Yes,
of the vote.
So then that will be a deterrent to ensure that people who
why
really
must
mean
somebody who wants to serve his country
said
prevented by money?
those who really mean business and have what it takes are then allowed to come into the space and play.
Do we agree people have the right to vote and be voted for?
Yes, of course.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Immediately it starts from that point.
Yeah,
the money should
we are
not
talking
be
about the
a
situation.
delimiting factor. That would actually a limiting factor that will make you feel like with that money. And I've said this before. In the 20s, yes, when Winston was a young man, there was a time, and I'm sure he participated in the vote, where only property owners were allowed to vote.
Ancestor.
Yes. He participated in the vote because he has a lot of property that time. I don't know for now.
Yeah,
but
that's everything. Just like the hair on the...
Yeah. Sometimes things change, Now, if you compare that period to this time, we are basically saying that we should make it look like if you can raise money, you have ideas to run the state. No.
Not necessarily. No.
And again, we should stop this idea of there's nowhere anybody can convince me, for example, that the presidential candidates of the NPP and NDC, they have better ideas than some of the independent candidates or people who want to run the state. The only thing they've been able to do is rally and build upon a political party structure. The more we insist on monetary limiting factors, we are entrenching the duopoly.
Why do you also ensure that people of certain age and sound mind can occupy certain offices in the country?
First and foremost,
so if I'm 30 years, 20 years,
I agree.
And I'm brilliant, allow me to become an MP.
It's also a useless criteria.
No,
I agree with you perfectly that this age barrier is also a problem. Again, I'm saying that everybody of age, because the presumption is that if you're of age, you can actually you can be taxed, and you can pay tax. So nothing should prevent you from actually being president. I agree with you perfectly, and I don't have a difficulty. But for sound mind, dear.
Look,
for sound mind, dear.
No, sound mind is
yes.
very crucial.
Imagine
where sound mind is defined as.
Yes,
so it's not just wearing suit and tie.
But
we know. But you see, this is the point. Of the 39, some are, if I could coin a word from Martin Amidu, some are electionpreneurs.
Yeah.
That is why you
but you would have that.
Yes.
They won't find them. They don't get onto the ballot paper.
And even if they get onto the ballot paper, it is up to the people to either vote for or against them.
I mean, so allow them.
In any case, you have a huge ballot for elections. What's wrong with just putting one more picture on the ballot paper?
Everybody will see your smoothness level.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day. I don't have a problem. If you want to go and contest, if you meet the criteria, go ahead. I mean, let's move on.
No, I agree. We can sit here and say that I am convinced I don't think that you should waste your time. I can give that needless opinion if you don't want it, but I can give it. It doesn't prevent you. We should not put legal impediments in your way of actualizing that right.
I believe that in every game there should be rules of engagement.
Yeah,
and
the rules
same
are
applies to when it comes to who has the right to be contest as a presidential candidate in this country.
Yeah. Now, the Daily Graphic is reporting this morning, declare national emergency on Galamsey. Professor Adair to President Akufo-Addo. And is the president of the country?
He's not going to the China-Africa summit.
He's not.
No, I'm saying that wouldn't he be leaving for that? Yeah.
Oh, I thought they had started.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where the president is. I haven't heard in Parliament that he's traveling.
Okay.
Parliament was sitting, so he probably would have been, if he had informed me, would have heard. But this is the point for me. It is obvious that the government is not committed to this fight.
That's true.
It's obvious. What we must do is to force government to fight the menace. That is why I am inviting TUC. You must not only talk when it is about pension. You must speak against the other ills of society.
You can have a lot of pension If you already are riddled with all the conditions and you don't have water to drink in your own country,
you're worse off.
Even your family members, the pressure they will put on you, your pension will be left with something small.
So TUC must join this fight and compel governments to fight this menace. Look, yesterday I got a call from a professor who had done research. He reiterated the point he had made earlier. He said, Winston, look, if we don't take time, if we delay this fight, there will be bloodshed in this country, unfortunately. Because the guys are armed.
Yeah.
The head of the Water Resources Commission says that his men are prevented from getting to the rivers.
The height of impunity.
Can you imagine? And Erastus Asaridonko, Newsnight last night, said that somebody went to the chief to say that he wants to buy a portion of the Ankobra River. How is that possible? He wants to go and buy a portion of the river. So look, today you have, foreign nationals in this country who are buying weapons. They are armed and they are prepared to fight anybody who gets close to their Galamsey sites.
But this country is still fighting terrorism.
Look, my brother, if we are not... Look, we may sit down and think that everything is okay. But I cannot sleep knowing that the future, our future, is at risk.
And just like what the Tumfo has
and one would have thought that instead of great conversing over sirens and whether they could use it, when you convene and you have a few hours left, Parliament will be more likely pushing ahead with this particular claim. In fact, I would be happy if Parliament was record purposefully come and discuss this illegal mining menace.
To deal with this
yes,
issue.
Because it is a far more important national issue than 250 million for so-called energy sector, whatever. But we know how they operate. When they have small time left, I heard Okujetu saying that they should haul in the ministers for the sectors. But I think the problem is beyond that small hauling. Yes, I actually feel that we are not seeing the emergency here, the urgency required. I know some people think that it's just politics and it's just the period, so let it pass. Yeah. But the more we wait, it may get out of hand. And we may not be able to control, as Winston is talking about, the situation again. Because the impunity has reached a very high level.
And you see, the other challenge is that,
there are some who raised an issue about leadership, and it's clear at the central government level, it's total failure. But again, look at what Otumfo has done. At the local level, what are we doing ourselves? These people live with us in our communities. You understand me? What steps are we also taking? Because if you're going to sit down to wait for it's clear that they are not going to do anything about this. I mean, Jinapo highlighted the concern about certain elements in their party and even say they're going to make us unpopular, they're going to lose elections and all the rest. At the local level, what are we doing? The chiefs, the people. Because if you set them down to say that, oh, I'm waiting for the military to come, they are not going to come. Government is not going to do anything about this.
George, this is not a problem.
No, we want to force them to come. No,
they must go ahead.
It won't happen.
Because
they will go.
In fact, even this approach of it won't happen, it's almost as if
saying that it's about taking our destiny into our own hands now.
Yeah, but that destiny...
It's like waiting for government to come and do your road for you.
You cannot fight
me. They are not going to do it.
If it's okay for me to acquire arms to actually go to my hometown and say, I'm insisting that if you enter that forest, I will shoot you. Then that is state of nature.
What happened?
But I cannot be able to do
those
that.
Things in the past when we said that this forest is a sacred forest.
I said that we have moved on.
I'm saying that but in those times, the local authorities and even the chiefs were able to enforce those things. That it's a sacred forest. Don't go and farm there.
Yes, sacred.
Can the same thing be applied to this thing about Galamsey?
Hold on a second, George.
No,
it's not. It's not.
Let me just say this thing, George. You see, what we are faced with that we may not be seeing now is the fact that these people who are in the mining areas, they would rise to a level of a middle class because they're making money. And they're engaged in illegality to make money. Over time, what they will do
entrench it.
Is to entrench their wealth and begin to turn the people against others who are telling them that they're doing the wrong thing. When it gets to that...
It's actually already happening.
Yeah, but if you don't stop it and it becomes entrenched, what will happen is that those who are in these communities would also pick arms when they give them arms. That they are coming to deny you of your livelihood. So it is not just... today, as part of the strategy, we should, I mean, yesterday when Professor Gladys talked about it, we should have been running series in these communities long ago.
But that was part of the plan in 2017.
We never did.
When we suspended small-scale mining, when we projected this as a national emergency. But I do not think that merely saying it's a national emergency is enough. I think that the people that you are giving arms to, the people that you are giving specific responsibility to, ought to be held ultimately responsible.
Yeah.
Or else we can never deal with this problem.
Okay.
Because the force of arms of this state can be used for so many things, Winston. We have deployed it for so many things. And if we mean business, and nobody is saying that your Galamsey fight is a 24-hour thing. We know that the impunity is because people feel like it's election time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we know.
And
we know that it's deliberate. Yeah.
Every election year because they realize that
you're afraid you won't vote. Yeah.
Cannot take action against them because it's an election year.
Anyway, now the other story that I can bring to your attention is basic schools reopen on Tuesday, and a consumer protection bill needs urgent attention. That's agency. There's also pay 150,000 to 6 election violence victims. Court is the one out doing that. Yeah.
The new finder has 1,000 jobs in 100 days. Also push for passage of consumer protection law, and then MEF targets over $3 billion in assets. These are lead stories on the front page